Hi, my name is Reverend Dale Brown, and I'm the senior pastor at Community Church at Ocean Pines. I'd like to talk to you today about two mature persons, one in the Bible and one contemporary to us today. Let's start with the one who is contemporary with us today. His name is Fauja Singh. And I hope I'm saying his first name right. It's Fauja. And I know that the last name of Singh designates his religious belief and is pronounced correctly. He was the world's oldest marathon runner. He began running at age 89, and he was very into fitness and caring for the body and living well and eating well. And he ran his best time in a marathon at age 100. I can't hardly believe that he could do that. Sometimes I feel like I have a hard time getting out of bed. Sadly, he had moved to England and had settled there, and he went back to his hometown in India, where he was struck by a car and killed. He is a person who was a fitness guru and a person who wanted people to eat well and live well and to live their longest lives possible. I can't hardly imagine being 114 yet running marathons from 89 on. He's an example to us that if we really want to do something and we take care of ourselves, then most of those things are possible. Now to the biblical character. I don't know that Caleb was as old as Mr. Singh, but in the time when Israel had left Egypt and had wandered in the desert and was going into the promised land, they were told to attack the land and the inhabitants there to take it over. Now, there's some problems theologically with that anyway, but they sent out 12 spies. 10 of them returned with the news that there was no way that the people couldn't do it. The inhabitants of the lands were giants, and they were impossible. They'd have to wander and never really have a home. However, Caleb, an older man, perhaps the oldest of all the spies who went, and Joshua, one of the younger ones, came back and said, with God's help, we can do it. Let's go up and take the land so that we will have a homeland, a place to live, the land which God is giving to us. And so Caleb and Joshua did just that. They were leaders of the people who went up, even in advanced age as Caleb was, to take the land. Again, I'm reminded that if we really want to do something, we can. Mr. Singh wanted to run marathons, and he did. Now, he had a history of taking care of himself, of eating well, living well, and things. It didn't happen in just one day. I'm sure he didn't go out one afternoon and say, I'm going to run a marathon. But he practiced, and he ran, and he trained, and he did all the things he needed to do. And Caleb had lived a life of faithfulness, a life of trusting God, a life of believing that God could do anything God promised, and that we could do anything with God's help and strength. Today, regardless of the age you are, we often talk about a certain time in life when we retire, when we stop working, when we have time to do all that we want to do. And maybe that's a good picture of retirement. I don't know. But I tend to think that and believe that God continues to call us to grow and to live faithfully across the entire spectrum of life. Now, Austin's sitting here with me and taping this. Austin, I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't plan on running a marathon when I'm 100. I don't plan on dying at 114. Zach has already promised me that he would do things to me if I lived that long. And that means I probably would outlive my money. However, what I do know is that I want to keep growing and being faithful and living for God and doing God's work, whether I'm working at a secular occupation or not. We can't simply say that once we reach a certain age, we're done. Maybe what we can say is once we reach a certain age, new experiences, new opportunities, new challenges are just beginning. Caleb is a hero. When he was an old man, he went up to the land and he said, "We can do it. We can take the land with God's help." And they did. And Mr. Singh, God bless him, running those marathons, being an example to people, in his own way, he contributed to that reality as well. Even when we're older, life doesn't stop. We keep serving as a witness to the good things of God and the good things of life. So if you're in your 80s this afternoon, you're looking for something to do, go run a marathon. Mr. Singh did. Blessings to you.